Molweni bethuna, igama lam ndingu-Asanda Gqobhoka, a mother of two and also a mother of a deaf child. Today I'll be taking you through the aids that we've used to assist us in navigating our journey with Sanda's impairment. These tools that we've used will be medical tools, technological tools, the tools that come in a form of education, and also the tools that come in form of organizations. Firstly, I'm going to take you through the beginning of the journey up until to where we are at the moment, and what tools are we using. First up would be the medical, because that's where everything was unveiled. The medical tools, firstly we had to go for a hearing test. We did that through Red Cross, and he was diagnosed profoundly deaf. So basically he is on the last number of deafness. He really can't hear a thing. He can only hear sounds of an aeroplane, or sounds of drums, and those really hard, deep sounds. He can't hear any soft sounds. He can't hear anything that's happening in the house. Like even now, he bangs the door and he can't hear anything. We are the only ones who get surprised about what is happening. So even with the plates, when he washes dishes, it's like bang, 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 with just everything is just noisy. But because he really can't hear a thing, it's only us that can hear. So he was issued with hearing aids. That was one of the follow-up visits that we had with Red Cross. If you remember, I did mention it in our previous videos that we had follow-up visits at Red Cross, and those were the ones immediately after the hearing test. He had to get a ear mold where they had to take a shape of his ear for a hearing aid to be made fit for him and his ear. So that was the second visit after the hearing test. We went to take that, and then after that, when the order came back, we were called to come for the fitting. We went there, were given the hearing aids, and were given instructions on how to clean it, how to keep it safe, the lifespan of a battery, and when we needed to take them out, how many hours can we keep them for him to get used to it. And even though we were given those, they didn't assist in his case. He could not hear still, but I think it was for awareness for the people around him to not perceive him as deaf, to just know that he is deaf. He is not ignoring anyone, and which I think did assist in that. It drew a lot of attention to us. We had a lot of people coming and asking a lot of questions. Whether he's deaf, what happened, and feeling sorry for us, some of them giving us words of encouragement, some of them saying we are brave and he's brave. Like it was that journey. It was a roller coaster ride, but mostly it was positive. And that for that we didn't pay any. We paid 150. I am not sure what was it for, but we went there 4 times, and we only paid the 150 once, 150 rands, and that was it. And if we've just found out it costs 1,500 for the same taste at a private institution. And so yeah, the government route was fine. It's unfortunate that he was not eligible for a cochlear implant then through the government route, but through the testing and everything else, it was fine. It was cheaper for us, and we got the assistance we could get. And so I'll be touching on the organizations that we've used. We used High Hopes. It was an organization that came to it assists with parents with deaf children. They come to your house, and you are allocated a mentor who comes to your house twice a month. The appointment is set up between you guys, the family, and the mentor, and they're very flexible. Well, ours was flexible, but we're also not putting them in a awkward position. So they come to your house. The first visits, they come with a lot of pages, consent forms. Basically, the first visit is just admin and getting to know each other and getting the history, the same history that we would discuss with the doctors. It will probably be the same history that you discuss with them. Nothing much, whether the child was sick at some point, how did you find out? And I think they were very helpful because they came to us and it made it easier for us to open up because we were already in our home, and for the child to also interact with all the activities that were put in, because he was also comfortable in his home. And also I think that is why we were also not keen on getting we didn't feel like we needed a core counseling after hearing that our child is deaf, because the mentor came in and gave us a lot of information. They gave us encouragement, and they gave us a lot of options, that it is not the end of the road for your child. It is not the end of their dreams. It is just a condition. There's a lot of options out there for a child to still thrive with their impairment. So that was very encouraging. They also gave us this dictionary. This dictionary, it has words that you are looking for. It's just like any dictionary, but this one has also pictures where it shows you where the hand needs to be, and it explains on the other side. It will show you a picture of the hands and also explain what the hands needs to be doing and where do they need to be facing. This we found really helpful, as at that point there wasn't really much on the internet, and this helped so much for us, especially for a South African based content, because sign language, just like any other language, is original. South African Sign Language is not really the same as American Sign Language. There might be words that are the same, but not everything is the same. So this helped for us. And also the positivity from our mentor helped so much, because they deal with a lot of children with impairment and a lot of parents, so they know what the parents go through, and they gave us a lot of options, and I got to know the schools through them. It was like they gave me everything and an understanding of how the ear works, as much as the doctors do explain it to you, but at that point you're in shock, and they're also running towards the next patient. But with the High Hopes mentor, it was much easier. They gave us graphs, and they printed out the ear with labels, and and they actually dealt with each piece of the ear, telling us where the um, how the ear cannot hear at the moment, what might be the causes, and what is out there for us. So that helped a lot. So I would recommend that parents do look it up and try to get help from there. It's a game changer. And also for our on the school side of things, the school that my child is attending, it is Dominican School for Deaf Children, which is in Cape Town and Wine in Videbome. The school starts from preschool up until FET phase, um, and then they do everything, like everything. They do sports, like other children do sports. They do arts. They do like everything. And what I also like about the school is that they have in-house practitioners, like a social worker, a nurse, an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, as well as an audiologist. So it helps as a parent who has a child with impairment that you are already moving around a lot. So to have those in-house, it really helps. And what also the school offers is sign language classes over the weekend. It is twice a month, fortnightly. Those are hosted at the school. They usually provide biscuits and some tea when you get a break. It is for 2 hours. It is open for the public as well as the parents and family members. Uh, they basically start from the basics, where you need to sign A, B, C, and so on and so on. And then just to get your fingers used to signing. So they start with the basic stuff first term, and then they move gradually to you getting to introducing yourself, saying what is your name and where you stay, like making full-blown sentences. And they also publish the dates from which the classes will be hosted on their Facebook page, so you can follow it there on that page. Dominican School for Deaf Children, they publish the dates, and that has helped a lot in us. The digital aids that we use when COVID hit, we had to up our game. The school could no longer host sign language classes, but the school also offered digital videos. You would bring your own device, and then they would download what they teach at the school. There be stories, they had stories, and everything within the curriculum: stories, poems, interviews, everything that is in their curriculum. They would just download it and send it. If you want, then you would ask the school to download it for you. And then I was advised by one of the teachers to also follow a page called Real South African Sign Language. It is also on YouTube. It also has very wonderful teachings of sign language. Also, UCT has their own page. They also do sign language there, the basic stuff, sentence construction. There is everything in there. We also, one of the mummies at the school advised me on a app that is available. You can just download it. It is also really helpful because I For my son to get used to words, I we read together. So even if it's just 2 pages per day, just for him to get used to words, because now he has gotten into a stage where he only wants to do maths, as it doesn't have words. He doesn't need much from him, or also external intervention. So he doesn't really love the content subjects like your histories and all that. So for us, for him to get used to the words, I've used the app now. I used to write the words with him, and then he would go to school and ask the teacher to sign for him the words that we didn't know, and then he would come back, and some of the words he would have forgotten. So the app is definition. Def is in deaf, and then nation. It is a great app. Like you just type in the word, it will show you variations of the word. Like if the word has 3 signs, it will show you those 3 different signs. And the app also has an option to get the person to slow down, like where you can actually see, because signers can be very fast because it's their own language. But for us who are not regular signers, it becomes difficult to follow. So you can press the button to adjust the speed according to what you would like to use, with whichever speed you'd like to use. Okay, so the last one that we got through is, at the moment we are currently going through a cochlear implant with my child. It is quite expensive, almost $500,000. It is a procedure that they cut behind his ear, and then they put in a device there where it's like a magnet, and then it is the speech processor will be on the outside, and then that magnet will be attached to the speech processor. The speech processor can be taken in and out, but the other one, it is built in basically with the surgery. And the surgery itself is not that, it doesn't take that much. He was in, I think it took about 3 hours with preparation and all that. And he was in and out in the same day. We got there in the morning, and then we left there late in the evening. We got to theater, and then we waited outside. I went for a coffee. I couldn't stay there. I needed some distraction, and then came back, and we were told to come back in, and then took him out. He was really in pain. He was so scared after that. In the beginning, he was not. After that, he was so scared. He was saying his heart was beating faster, and he thought he was going to die. But everything worked out well. We were sent home the same evening after further observations post-op. And when he got home, he was okay. He wanted to watch YouTube. He was prepared before we went there. He knew exactly what the procedure entailed. There are videos on YouTube where you can watch how the procedure is done. It is in animation, so it is not that graphic. So he watched that, we watched it together. So I would advise, if you are taking a child through that, it is advisable to just get them to know what is going to happen to them. I think my son likes to know, and he reacts better when he knows what is happening. So the cochlear implant, we did it on a Friday. Saturday, he was playing. He woke up very early, made himself cereal, he had pains here and there, but with painkillers he was okay. And then Sunday he was still okay. Monday I decided the doctor had said you can take the child to school on Monday, but I decided to keep him home. I didn't want the school to call me and say I must come fetch the child while I'm at work. So we took out the band-aid on Sunday. So he went to hospital on Friday, came back with the band-aid and kept it on Saturday. Sunday we took it off. It was just a very small mark at the back, and it didn't have stitches. So after a week, we took off the patches that they put in on the side. We took them off, and then he healed. He didn't have any other problems after that, and the cochlear implant, prior to getting to the surgery, we had to take a CT scan as well as a MRI scan, and that was motivated by the doctor, his radiologist. We did that. We did the test. We had to start over to do the hearing test. The hearing test consultation cost us 1,500. Most of it was paid by the medical aid, and some I had to pay it. And then MRI scan was paid from my medical aid savings, which was 7,500. That's what we paid for the MRI and the CT scan. And then after that, the doctor had to write a motivation for the medical aid to fund the cochlear implant, as the medical aid doesn't fund the cochlear implant without doctor's motivation. So the doctor had to motivate, and then we got the funds. Not all the funds were paid. For the speech processor, the whole thing is 280,000, and the medical aid paid 230,000, and there was a shortfall of 50,000. And luckily, we were referred to an organization, an NPO, that helps with such instances where parents have a shortage, a shortfall for the medical cost of a cochlear implant or a hearing-related issues. So the organization is called the Foundation for Children with Hearing Loss. Do check them out on their Facebook page. They're really helpful. They've helped a lot of children, and if you can, please donate. It does help. It does go a long way. They assisted us. We were able to obtain the speech processor device through the 50,000 that was donated through them. Without that, maybe it would have taken longer for us to be where we are at the moment. We are currently going through that, and by the end of the year, towards the end of the year, I'll be sharing the whole journey of the cochlear implant and what we went through, all the stages. At the moment, we're still going through it. It is a roller coaster ride. My son is very excited about it. I'm excited about it. Everyone at home is excited about it. It is just a very costly procedure, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be over that mountain. That is it. Oh, the part of learning, as part of learning, we also use I've subscribed to e-classroom to help him to get used to the exercises that he's going to get at school, especially for content subjects. Because maths, I really don't worry about it. He does it on his own without my help, and he does it well. So for other subjects, because he's now in grade 6 and he needs to pass his subjects, so I subscribed to e-learning, e-classroom, that costs $199 per year, and then you choose which grade are you going to be using. And if you're a parent of a child from grade 10 to 12, those ones are free. So yeah, I have a child that's in grade 10 as well, so she downloads those ones free of charge, and I pay the $199 per year as the subscription for e-classroom. And that is, they've got a lot of exercises that help him to just get to, and by the time he gets to school and does exercises and tests, he is already familiar with the subjects and the tests. I get that he gets really frustrated when he doesn't know something, so I try to combat that by just giving him exercises at home. And this has been a long video. Thank you so much. I hope I have provided a bit of knowledge and background on what this impairment entails, and what how parents can assist their children in navigating this journey, and also assist parents themselves in navigating this journey. Thank you so much for listening. I am Asanda Kopoka, signing out. And this is a sign for I love you. This is I, this is L, and together is I love you.